Yo, 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 what's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing Team Kings of Games. And today, I'm coming at you guys with an update for my True King Dinosaur deck. This particular build is just basically with some cards that I was missing and some cards that I really wanted to play. I've integrated those into this deck. And of course, Miscellaneous Source, you know, it went to 3 in the most recent ban list that we received. So it's a little bit stronger than it was originally, but it is a twist. I've been playing True King NEPHTYS dinosaurs, which I actually like the NEPHTYS in this deck in general. They're just a really, really strong, I guess you could say, engine, so to speak, that kind of assists your hands that don't have Diagram and don't have True Kings in, so that you could still combo off, because the idea of this deck is just to literally start popping babies as quickly as possible. So you have a myriad of different ways to search out your babies, and every other card practically is going to be enablers that either get you to the cards that pop the babies or are the cards that pop the babies. So you're kind of just resolving Ceratosaurus 3 times and resolving Petit Pteranodon 1 to 2 times, and you're just going off and you're burning through so much of your Dino engine that you can naturally just build really, really bonker boards. Like boards, for example, like this Link Monster, Abyss Dweller, Logia, and Conductor, or this Link Monster, Logia, Calamities, and Overtex Quadrilus. Boards like that are very possible. I'll show you guys 1 or 2 combos and then a test hand, just so you guys don't think that I'm just making it up for some reason, which people will think that. But I'm going to hop into the main deck, you guys. I'll show you the main deck, show you the extra deck, and then I'll show you guys how the deck works, because it does have a little bit of a higher learning curve. It's a little different. You know, it's not, you know, the Guard Dragon or Miko build. I don't have Miko, and I'm not playing Guard Dragons in this, so I'm putting out Boards of Interruptions just in a different way, and I like my way because I get to play Rituals, and I love Rituals. So let's go ahead and start off with it. So we're starting off with 3 Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos. I love and hate this card at the same time. It's a really bonkers boss monster. I mean, honestly, dude, like this card, I don't think it's ever gonna be bad. It's just it's incredible. Like, whenever you have those hands where every card's playable and you can actually just combo off and you're going second, when you have playable hands, it's really easy to get 2 dinosaurs in grave. Even when you're playing through negations, you're naturally throwing dinosaurs away in the graveyard. And at the end of all of it, you could just summon a Conductor. And for the Thunder and the Pendulum boards, whenever they have the Heretic Seal, that's the most threatening card because it can return your Conductor to hand. But if you can get that out of the way, you don't need your extra deck to clear their board. You can use Conductor to attack over everything, including Endymion, Vortex, you know, Jackal King, everything. You can attack over every single monster they have, and his effect does not activate, so they will not be able to negate it. It's insane. And with Miscellaneous Source at 3, it's even easier to force negations out so that you can just play. And then we also have 2 Overtex Quadrilus. I have found myself summoning this card the proper way through its actual effect. Multiple scenarios it has come up where I've burned through literally 3 Oviraptors in 1 turn, and I've just banished so many dinosaurs and just literally like banished 4 for Miscellaneous and banished 2 to summon the Conductor, and then shuffled 5 of those 6 back to hard summon the Quadrilus I had in my hand. So this card is really good just because it'll recycle your engine so that you don't burn out of your dino so quickly, because with this deck, how it combos off, you resolve all 5 of the babies. I play 5 babies in my deck, and you resolve all 5 of them, and you literally normally have either like an Aeolo left if you didn't summon it already, or you'll have like Conductors and like 1 Overtex. I'm sorry, Conductors and like 1 Overtex and maybe 1 Oviraptor, and everything else is gone. So that's how good it can get, and that's why this card's just really good to hard summon at times, but it's a strong card by itself. And then we have 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus and also 2 Petit Pteranodons, which I've been on the fence about playing 3 of this card. Actually, this deck functions best when you open babies, even if you open multiples. Like I said, you have a myriad of ways to pop them in your hand. You have the NEPHTYS. All the NEPHTYS do is destroy cards in hand to trigger their effects. You have all the True Kings, and you have the Diagrams as well. So you're just trying to maximize on every single possible way you can get to a card that can destroy a baby in your hand, because it gets bananas. And I'll show you a 1-card combo, I'll show you a 2-card combo, then I'll show you test hands. Yeah, this deck's really fun too. And the boards it puts out are not just simplistic, oh, I can just break this board. Like, they're really, really powerful, and they can pose a detriment to any deck, no matter what deck it is. You've got boards that can just put out interruptions For combo decks, you've got boards that just put out flat negations like Logia and Overtex Coatalis and Abyss Dweller all on the same turn. You've got boards like Conductor and Calamities that just stomp all over combo decks. This deck can put out boards that can combat any particular playstyle, whether it's combo-centric, control, or just back row reliant. And then we also have 3 copies of Overraptor, the heart and soul of the dinosaur deck. You never want to normal summon this card. It's better to summon it off of your babies, because your normal summon normally goes to Matriarch of the NEPHTYS. And oftentimes, besides that, you're going to actually be normal summoning a baby so that you can kill it with Overraptor and get added value out of him. But when you have to normal summon him, you have to normal summon him. But if you have the choice, you don't ever choose to summon him via normal summon. I played 3 miscellaneous swords. 2 of them are proxies. I apologize. If you get upset about it, there's nothing I can do. You know, I only have 1 right now. So I've been proxying the other 2. But yeah, this card is bananas. And then we have 1 Giant Rex, 1 Aeolo, 1 Pankratops, and 1 Doggeron. So these are some kooky one-ofs. Aeolo's expected. I still play Trishula. I want to start playing High Speed or Chambara, but I've just been finding like Borosword Conductor is enough. Whenever you could just go Borosword Conductor Chambara, but it's like, whoa, that's just way too much damage in the first place. But these one-ofs are important. Not only is Pankratops and Doggeron searchable, but also these are both accessible via Petit Pteranodon. So you can summon these from your deck. You can summon this to block Kaijus. Whenever people are playing Kyoto, you have a really cool interaction where you get to use their Kyoto. So these can be summoned off Petit Pteranodon. This also helps you going second. If you just need it, you can search it out. And this card is either searchable or you can access it off Petit Pteranodon. So that way you can put out your Conductor, your Overtex, your True King of All Calamities, and your Pankratops. And that's just bonkers by itself. So that's it for the dinosaurs. It should be 20 dinosaur monsters in the main deck. So it's more focused on dinosaurs than anything else. Everything else is kind of supporting packages and engines. Next up is the NEPHTYS portion of the deck, which you guys know me. I love 60-card mashup decks. I love combining engines and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And this is one of the best engines I've ever played inside the dinosaurs. It's no longer a NEPHTYS deck. It's a dinosaur deck with NEPHTYS and True Kings incorporated in it. So we have 3 Devotees. Devotee is literally so insane. Just resolving Devotee, getting out your Disciple, and then getting Matriarch, you can actually make Saryuja Skuldred just off of 1 pre-prep. Pre-prep is a 1-card Saryuja Skuldred and an additional resource. Or it can be a 1-card Borosword OTK, because you can make Borosword and have a monster to change the defense off of 1 pre-prep, which is actually just resolving her. So she is that powerful. The Devotee is insane in this deck. Like, she's literally a starter card on steroids. She can spit out 6 monsters on the board, which can get you a partially assembled U-board, which is really cool. So yeah, don't underestimate the NEPHTYS in this deck. Don't ever think that they're average or subpar or mediocre or whatever you want to call them. They're really strong. And if you don't play them, you wouldn't know. So you can't necessarily, I guess you could say, you can't talk bad about something that you don't even know how to play. You get what I'm saying? If you don't play NEPHTYS, how could you say they're bad? Because you don't even know how they work. 3 Disciples. Disciple is a really good starter card as well, especially when you have a baby in hand. It just searches out your NEPHTYS monsters. It destroys a card in hand, though. That's what's crucial about it. Because when you have your babies in your hand, this is another way that you can, quote, pop it as if you had a diagram, even if you don't. So accessing these cards can be really strong. Because the True King Dino, I noticed that the True King Dino deck is so reliant on drawing a diagram that when you don't draw a diagram and you don't have like 2 Agni Mazud or just like 2 of the same attribute True Kings, it's kind of just like normal Overraptor, hope that you have a miscellaneous source to stop the Ash, and then pass. You know, it's kind of like, it gets pretty linear and pretty fragile if you don't have a diagram. And I found that I just wanted to raise the ceiling of the deck by maximizing on as many possible ways that I could pop babies in my hand. And then I play 1 Matriarch. It's extremely pivotal for a vast majority of your combos. Even on your low resource games, if you just resolve a pre-prep because of this card and these cards here, you can kill your opponent with the Borosword. So you could literally, for example, play through, let's say 3 negates, for example. You're using the Dino portion of your deck and the True King portion of your deck, and you have 1 pre-prep in your hand. Well, if you save that 1 pre-prep and can force out the negations, you can resolve the pre-prep and you can kill your opponent that same turn. Or you can go into Skuldred and get more resources to throw at them. So, yeah, these are just nuts. I also really like Sacred Phoenix because it's a heavy storm that's accessible to the deck. and you just pop it with Diagram, you pop it with the True Kings, you pop it with the NEPHTYS monsters. It's just so easy to get its effect off. It's a really strong card, and whenever you summon Calamities and you're playing like Strikers, or you're playing Altergeist, or you're playing some stun back row deck that doesn't really do much but set and pass, this card can really help you out because it gives you a fighting chance. Because this deck can struggle with back row decks. This deck's a little bit better with comboing, dealing with combo decks. But when it comes to back rows like Solemn Strikes and Skill Drains and Widow Anchors, it can be a little difficult for this deck to play, especially when you're playing through multiple Widow Anchors or multiple Strikes, or multiple Lost Winds, things of that nature. Salamangreat Roars, you name it. This card gives you a chance though. For the True Kings, I play 3 Mariamne, the True Draco Phoenix. I play 3 Agni Mazud, the Vanisher, and I also play 3 copies of Barastos, the Fathomer. I maximize on all 9 of the True Kings that you're able to play. They are crucial to draw in your hand. They make your weird hands playable. Trust me, I've had hands where literally it was dead until I drew the True King as a 5th card. So yeah, don't underestimate these. You have plenty of fires and plenty of winds, and your fires and your winds are searchable. This is just one of the cards you want to have in your hand that you can pop with your Diagram or your True King. And also, whenever you draw a double of this, you can still combo off. So yeah, again, skeptics are going to appear. People are going to say the deck doesn't work, that it's bricky. Even though I've already done duel videos and test hands with this deck, again, people just, hey, they're never going to believe it, even when they see it, right? So I'm going to do a combo, 1 or 2 combos, and then a test hand. Let me see. We're 11 minutes in. Yeah, we'll have time. So for the spells, I decided to play 3 Extravagance in my deck because I don't actually have any draw power. And a lot of the times, the extra deck monsters that I go to are so few and far between. Like, if I do summon, I know one thing that I'm always going to summon is Calamities. So I play 3 True King of all Chlamydia, and then I play multiples of the Preserver. Because everything else, like Borosword and like Pentastag and, Lakia is nice, but I just found that I just really didn't want to play 3 of everything that I knew I would summon just because of Extravagance. I played 3 of the ones that I know that I can't go without. All the other ones that are kind of just nice to have, I don't play multiples of. But the point is, this card is nuts in this deck because you can just summon Conductor and Overtext, and those come from the main deck, and you can still put out interruptions. I like it a lot. It's good bait for Ash Blossom. And also, it's a pot of greed, Dinosaurs needed a card like this in general. We have a ton of search power, but we don't have any draw power, which kind of sucks, but this card helps. Then we have 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. It's another +1. So you do have a variety of +1s, not too many, but it helps. And whenever you resolve this is a +1 as well. So you have, I think, 4 different ways to +1 in this deck. So the Pre-Prep is actually the most bonkers 1-card combo in the deck. I think it's actually the only 1-card combo because you just need this in any monster. So think of this as Predaplant or Virus Scorpio. That's what makes it a 1-card combo because Predaplant's still 1-card combo. You just need a monster to discard, right? How many monsters did you just see me spit out? So it's a lot of monsters. You're never going to not have one. And then we have 3 copies of Double D's, Dragonic Diagram. It's nuts in this deck. You're popping babies. You're popping True Kings. The NEPHTYS even get their own effects whenever they're destroyed. So just so much synergy off destroying your own cards in this deck. It's really good. It's fun. I play 3 Fossil Digs. So you have some really great starter cards in the form of spells that can make your hands better, or even sometimes it unbricks them and makes them playable. And Double Evolution Pill I also maximize on. I play 20 Dinos, and whenever I have those kooky, weird hands, Double Evolution Pill sometimes just gives me a play whenever I don't have a play. So I love it at 3. I would never cut it. And the same goes for Extra Foolish Burial. I actually love this card, especially going second when you just need that free pop off. You can do that. You can search a matching attribute for Mariamne, etc. It's just really, really good. I haven't had any problems with this card at all. It really helps me out. And then 2 Optimus Prime to search my diagrams. I play 2 Rebirth instead of 3 because it does brick whenever you don't draw the corresponding cards. I just prefer to play less of it and play more cards to search it out. And I like that this could search either Devotee or this so that it's not prone to just brick when you draw this and this and they're kind of the same card. And then we have 1 Foolish Burial for utility. It also, again, it gives you a chance whenever you're going second. Just as soon as you get multiple dinos in your grave, this deck gets pretty dangerous even when you're playing against negations. So now, that's 60 cards, by the way. Go ahead, count it, and then drop a comment saying how many cards are in the deck. The extra deck is 2 NEPHTYS, the Sacred Preservers. I would play 3 if I could find the 3rd, but 2, it's supposed to be 3. And this proxy here is Saruja Skuldred. I do not have one, but I find that pre-prep just instantly makes this. So whenever you have pre-prep and every other card in your hand is just dead, you can use the pre-prep to make a Skull Dread. And I'll show you how in the combo video, on the combo tutorial I'm about to show you. But yeah, Skull Dread's needed. I would play multiples, but I'm just playing one proxy for now. Boral Sword. Decode is really nuts. You can put out some really nice boards and then have that targeting protection, which he's negations as well. Pentastag, because it synergizes with Conductor. We have 3 True King of All Chlamydia, 1 Logia, 1 Doka. I would play 2 of each, but space issues, 1 Dweller. Trishula, Head of the Arclight, and and that's 15. Now I'm going to show you guys, first I'm going to show you guys a 1-card combo, which is just going to be pre-prep. So when you open pre-prep, this is how far it will get you. Pre-prep, and obviously a monster. So it's still a 1-card combo because how many people call Predaplant, Ophiris, Scorpio a 1-card combo? Reason being is because you normally play it in a deck that has more monsters than anything else. And this deck has, I think, like 40 monsters, to be honest. So you're going to activate your pre-prep. And you're going to grab Rebirth, and you're going to grab Devotee. Now, seeing as she's a level 2, any monster will do except for Aeolo. So all your monsters are level 2 or higher, basically. So it doesn't actually matter what monster's in your hand. So you activate this, you tribute another monster in your hand, you summon her, you prop her effect. She's going to special NEPHTYS monster from your deck. She's a tour guide for that archetype. She's a really strong starter card for this deck as well. So you're going to get Disciple, and basically this combo just requires you to trade cards in your hand for other cards. So the first thing you're going to do is use Disciple to trade one of the cards in your hand for another card. You're literally going to trade it for Matriarch. So you're swapping 1 for 1 with this. And then you can go ahead and normal summon your Matriarch. And then you're going to get a +1. You're going to link these 2 off. And you're going to go into Preserver. Preserver is going to get your cards back. So you went from 1 card that you started with, and now you're going to go up to 2 cards in hand, which is why this combo, it can still be self-sufficient as a 1-card combo, because whatever cards you discarded off of whatever cards you sacrifice off of Ritual Summoning and whatever you sacrifice off of Disciple will literally get replaced by the 2 cards that you're about to get right now. And then Skull Dread's going to get you 4 cards. So I'm trying to find, there it is, the Sacred Phoenix. Then you add Rebirth from Grave. That's how the effect works. Then we'll activate Matriarch, and we'll destroy Sacred Phoenix in our hand. Or we could just destroy Rebirth, and we'll special Disciple back from the grave. Then we'll activate Devotee's other effect, which is really cool. You can only use each effect once per turn, which means you can use the other one. It doesn't say you can only activate one. So we're going to destroy this in hand, and we're going to special her. And so what we have right now, so we can special her in attack position right now. I'll show you guys. Remember how I said in the deck profile, people are going to say I was lying, of course. I don't know why there's so many people like that, like negative people. But you're going to take these. You're going to summon Boar Sword. That's game right there. Or you can just convert all of them, all 4 monsters, 4 with different names, into Skull Dread, and you'll draw 4, and you can play from there. So that's what 1 pre-prep can do for you. Now I'll show you guys what happens when you just throw 1 baby in the mixed. In fact, I'll show you guys the most bonkers of all combos with pre-prep, and it's just 3 cards. I'll show you that before I do the test hand. If we get, yeah, we should be able to get to that. So if you have a baby in your hand, and there's one other thing that you're going to need. Either a pill or a conductor. So let's say it's a pill. So with these 3 cards, you're going to put out a really, really disgusting board. So it could be a pill, or if you want to make it more nuts, it could be a diagram. So we could say, for example, let's say that it's diagram, for example. It can be pretty nuts. So you guys know what 1 pre-prep can do for you. So I'll show you guys. We'll pre-prep. We'll get our targets. Get her. And we'll grab... sorry, guys. Deck was organized for a deck profile. Grab these. We'll activate our diagram. We'll destroy the Ceratosaurus. And we'll be searching out the Wind True King. Because we're going to have a lot of wins coming out of the deck in the grave and everywhere. Just everywhere in general. And then Baby Ceratosaurus is going to prop its effect to special summon out our Oviraptor. Wherever he is. Oviraptor is going to get his effect on summon to get another baby. And it has to be Ceresaurus. You use Petit Pteranodon later. Then we're going to activate Rebirth. We're going to sacrifice an extra monster in our hand that wasn't one of these 3 cards, if you have it. And if not, you can just get rid of the Mariamne or whatever card you want. It's going to still yield nearly the equivalent result. So Devotee's propping her effect now. And you're going to bring out Disciple. Then we're going to activate Disciple. We're going to destroy Baby Ceresaurus in our hand. And now you guys are seeing how my deck works. And by the way, this concept and the playstyle and everything was literally something that it was random. It was very random. I just recently started playing dinos. Everybody on this channel knows that I hated dinos. You know, they took my Denlong. So obviously I wasn't sitting here like, oh, let me go and copy somebody's dino deck. I wanted to play in my own style. And you guys know Ritual is my style. Ritual is my favorite summoning mechanic. So obviously this is how I would play dinos. You know, even though everybody else wants to play it the way that they see on YouTube with all the popular YouTubers playing like the Guard Dragon variants, you know, the Dino variants with Shaddolls and all that. But I like this variant. And all these combos I came up with myself. They're all homemade. And all I did was just say, let's grab the best cards in our deck and see what happens if we drew these in our hand. And that's how I developed my combos. So they're all created. Baby Ceresaurus is going to get another Baby Ceresaurus because we resolved Devotee. Grab that. It's an if effect. It won't miss timing. And now from here, we're going to activate our Oviraptor, target Baby Ceres, destroy it, bring that back from grave, and then Baby's triggering its effect again. And we're going to bring out... It could be... Should it be Giant Rex? No, it'll be Miscellaneousaurus. Alright, then we're going to link the Disciple and the Devotee. This combo's pretty nuts, you guys. Into a Preserver here where there's no monsters pointing... No, the Miscellaneous will be pointing to it. Resolve its effect, and we're going to search out this Sacred Phoenix. I suppose we should have searched the Fire True King. I don't know. It's just like, it seems like we have more fires. So, yeah, I'd suppose the Fire True King should be the one we search. It doesn't matter all together. It doesn't matter because you can bring your wins back off of Matriarch. But I just want to pop fires because I have way more fires. So, yeah. But it's still going to, either way, it's going to extend your combos. So, now what we're going to do here, we've resolved that. Miscellaneousaurus came back. That came back from grave. Now we can go ahead and activate Agni Mazood in hand. Oh, yeah, we need to grab that from grave, too, because that's how it works. We can activate Agni Mazood, kill Miss, and also Baby Ceresaurus. And Baby Ceresaurus is going to activate its effect, and it's going to special summon Giant Rex from the deck. You like when I do you dirty. And I see a Calamities on the horizon, of course. I also see that we can go for a Lakia play, but, you know, Calamities is just way more powerful for so many different reasons. So we're going to activate Miscellaneousaurus. And if we had a Conductor in our hand, it would just be just the tits. So we're going to activate Misk for... Do we have any more destruction that can happen? No. So we're going to activate Misk for 1. And you guys know how True King Dino works, so you know that Trishula's coming out, and, you know, Giant Rex can be brought out if we had another way to banish. So we'll bring out the Trishula, because I value Calamities over Lagia, and since we didn't have a Peel or a Conductor for this combo, if you have Peel or Conductor, the combo is just ridiculous. Like, Peel, ideally, is just insane. So literally, if any other card in your hand was a Peel, this would just be stupid. So you Trish your opponent, and then you make this. And you can still make a Scoldred, and I'll show you guys how. You're going to normal summon for turn because you have not normal summoned. Activate Matriarch, destroy this, and bring back the Disciple. Use Devotee if you didn't know how she works. Destroy an NEPHTYS card. That's an NEPHTYS card in your hand. Bring her back from the grave. Take, 4 monsters with different names, and then you'll summon your Saruja Scoldred, and you're going to give your deck a good shuffle, and then you're going to go off from there and see how far the Scoldred will get you, because it's only going to net you 1 card that you can keep. So we just need like a... Okay, I was going to say either a Peel or a Conductor. I'll keep the Foolish because it gives me the option of Conductor or Overtext. And we're going to activate Foolish Burial. You know, Foolish Burial is going to dump Overtext and then get us a Peel. And then our board can be a little bit more formidable. We'll activate the pill, and we'll go ahead and banish out the Giant Rex, and we'll banish the Preserver. And from deck, I'd go, since we already have monsters on lock, I go for the Quadralist so that they don't have Impermanence or Widow Anchor or anything like that. If you need to, go for the Pankratops. It just depends, but Overtext is the best bet, and Giant Rex is going to return as well. So you can kind of see exactly how crazy the deck can get sometimes, and this is not a bad board whatsoever. It's really not. And just throw anything else into the mix and it's the nuts. Like, if you had an extra level 4 in your hand, you could special it off of Skull Dread, and then that's your Logia right there. So, it can do some really crazy things. The test hands will really show you, how consistent the deck is, because I just like to deal with the skeptics. I know some people that have watched my channel long enough, you guys understand that I'm not going to sit here and just make stuff up or make false claims on my deck, that you guys know how much I practice, how much I test my deck. I don't ever say my deck can do something unless it's already done that. I don't just create a concept in a theory and think, oh, I built this deck to be able to do this. Who knows if it doesn't? No, I know that it's done it because I have done it before, but it's just, man, sometimes people just be making me like, wow. So we're going to give it a good shuffle. In fact, yeah, we don't have time to power shuffle. This is going to be one test hand because we're running out of time, but we have Overtext, Devotee, Mariamne, Fossil Dig, and Extra Full of Burial. So this actually, so you look at this hand, okay, first things first, right? Haters going to hate. So haters are going to say this is a bad hand. This is an insane hand, okay? You literally, these cards don't even matter. This is what's matter. This is the combo. Resolving Devotee with the baby in hand is bonkers. So, yeah. And this is a weird looking hand. So you're going to activate Extra Foolish Burial, dump the Arclight, and search Rebirth. And I did shuffle my deck. I did not stack my hand. Haters going to hate. Activate Fossil Dig, and we're going to go ahead and grab our Baby Ceratosaurus. You always start with Baby Ceratosaurus and end with Pteranodon. And then we're going to activate Rebirth. We're going to tribute Quadralist. Guess what? Level 2 or higher. Equal or exceed. So just because it ain't level 2 don't mean you can't use it. So we're going to summon Devotee. And now we get to do a really cool chain blocking because you've activated this. Quadralist has an effect that says, let's read it, if, remember that, if this card's sent to the grave, it will not miss timing. So now you get the chain block because these two spell speed 1 effects are occurring simultaneously. And even though chain blocking really doesn't matter because it's a test hand, just wanted to point that out that you can do that. But either way, we're going to resolve Quadralist, and then we're going to resolve Devotee. So Devotee is going to go ahead and special out Disciple, and you have the Wombo because now you can activate Disciple. You haven't even normal summon. Kill Baby Ceratosaurus in hand. Search out a Matriarch, which I already know this hand is disgusting just looking at it. Some people just don't see it because when you don't play a deck, you'll see this hand and be like, oh, that looks trash. But when you play this deck, you understand, like, you only need 1 or 2 good cards. All the other cards in your hand could be trash. Like, drawing Mariamne and Quadralist were kind of okay, but they didn't have to be there. All that mattered was that you could resolve Devotee and pop a baby in hand, and that's already enough. And Baby Ceratosaurus will trigger then, and we'll get Overraptor. We're about 28 minutes in. Yep, so it's only going to be 1 test hand. Overraptor's effect is going to search out another Baby Ceratosaurus. You'll see why in a minute. So now Mariamne is going to stay where she's at because we can still make use of the Mariamne. So it's not the worst card to draw. But if we drew, for example, Diagram, Pre-Prep, Fossil Dig, Double Evolution Pill, and like Mariamne, for example, that just would have been stupid. Or like just Conductor, that would be the ideal hand. But we're working what we got. It's a test hand. We're going to make the Preserver. I like the Preserver because it gives me the 2 cards that I need to destroy off Devotee, to bring her back from the grave, and for Matriarch, so that you don't have to expend any other resources available to you in your hand, because these are going to be used for other purposes. And we actually have 6 cards in hand right now. We got ourselves a little +1 in the middle of the combo, and we didn't start off with the +1 because none of these individual cards netted more than 1. So we've been 1 for 1-ing. Now we're at 6 cards, so that's really neat. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to normal summon our Matriarch. We don't need to normal summon this baby because we have a lot of ways to destroy it in hand. We're going to activate Matriarch's effect, destroy Baby Sarasaurus, and we're going to bring back Disciple from the graveyard, and Baby Sarasaurus is going to bring out another Baby Sarasaurus. I told you, the combo sequences that I was explaining, you're going to be burning through all three of your Baby Sarasauruses, and then you go into your Pteranodons. So we've summoned a Baby Sarasaurus to the field. Now we can go ahead and we're going to use the Devotee from Grave. We're going to kill this Sacred Phoenix in our hand and bring her back. And then we're going to go into Saruja Scoldred, because even though the hand's already good, I want better cards. Because I want this test hand to prove to all the haters that think I don't know how to build decks or that I don't know what I'm doing, that I can do this and I do know what I'm doing. And sometimes when I'm saying stuff, it really is because I know what I'm saying. We're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. What I would like to keep... Okay, I'm putting this back. I'm putting this back. I would like to keep this Conductor and this Giant Rex. The Pill, I already have a Pill, and I don't need these because I've already resolved all those cards. So, why am I putting those on top? I'm going to put those on the bottom. I'm going back into the deck anyways. We can activate Oviraptor now. By the way, we have not used the Volte's effect from Grave yet. No, matter of fact, I think we have. Yeah, we have. So we're good on that. We don't need it anymore. Target this baby, pop a baby, bring the baby back. I mean, honestly, there's no other targets besides the baby, so you might as well just leave it there, right? Trigger the baby's effect. Since Giant Rex is in our hand, we can go ahead and special summon out our... where's it at? Do we want a special Aeolo? Oh, that's what we special. Miscellaneous Source. That's what we're going to need next. Miscellaneous Source. Okay. And I don't think we're going to be popping any more babies. In fact, this Mariamne didn't have to be here, but it's there. And... you know, there's no takesy backsies. So the next thing that we're gonna do, wow, we have like a lot of overlaying that we can do. That's really nice. We're gonna activate Saruja Scoldred's effect to special summon from the hand. We're gonna special summon Giant Rex. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna overlay this Oviraptor and that Rex to one of Scoldred's zones, and we're gonna make a Dweller. We're gonna activate Dweller's effect to detach this Giant Rex. You'll see why in a minute, if it's not very obvious already. Then we're going to activate Pill, banish Rex and NEPHTYS, the Sacred Preserver, and we're going to summon an Overtex from our deck. And we'll summon it. These zones are, so this zone is here. That's going to get swapped out for something else anyways. But we'll summon out Overtex Coatalus here. And then Giant Rex is going to return. And then we can go ahead and overlay the Giant Rex. We don't actually need Miscellaneous' graveyard effect yet. I was just kind of using it as an extender, so to speak, quote, quote. We can go ahead and overlay these two dinosaurs, and we can go into our Logia. I'd say Logia covers more ground when you don't know what you're playing. And then lastly, we can summon the Conductor by banishing two Baby Sarasauruses from the grave. So if you don't think this is good, then you obviously don't know what good is. Because if you're playing Danger, Thunder Dragons, Orcas, Pendulums, Salamangrates, if you're playing anything that's not Striker, they're all going to lose to this. Striker is probably the only deck that stands a chance. They just have to play through the Coatalus and Logia, which if they have a Widow Anchor, an Afterburner, then an Engage, and other good cards, they can easily crack this board. It's just they have to kill everything on the board. They can't just play through the negations and then have no follow-ups, you know. So, and having the Dweller will stop the Ray from coming back. So that's just really, really strong in general. So I'm glad that I got this inning board and this inning result. So you guys see, like, for all the haters that think that this deck is not bonkers, again, if you don't think this is good, then you don't know what good is. And that's going to conclude my deck profile, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this. You're more than welcome to net deck the build and, you know, build it yourself, try it yourself. Just keep in mind it has a high learning curve, so if you get upset and quit the first time that you try and fail, then, you know, it's not for you, because the deck takes a little patience and practice. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content, and you folks have a beautiful night, all right? Peace.